All right, so you've brought us a story today, a story that feels ripped straight from the headlines, but it's got these layers to it. Secrets buried for decades. We're talking about the 1999 club shooting.
Diddy J.Lo.
Exactly. Huge news back then. But there's one side of the story that's been silent until now, Shyne Barrow.
Yeah. And see, this is what makes this so fascinating. This isn't just some rehash, digging up old dirt for the sake of it. This goes deeper. This is about the underbelly of the industry, the music industry, power, how it's wielded, how silence becomes a strategy. And the thing is, these things, they resonate, they echo for decades.
It's wild to think about. So for those who maybe don't remember every single detail, let's rewind. 1999, December, you've got Diddy, J.Lo, Shyne Barrow. He was, what, an up-and-comer on Bad Boy Records at the time?
Yeah, signed to Bad Boy, a lot of buzz around him.
Right. So they're at this club in New York. Shots ring out. And the fallout from that night, Diddy, J.Lo, they walk away clean.
Okay. Legally speaking.
Yeah, touching it.
Yeah.
He ends up doing 10 years. 10 years in prison.
And you have to remember the context here. This was peak Bad Boy. Diddy, or Puff Daddy as he was known back then, was on top of the world. Everything he touched turned to gold. J.Lo, her star, was ascending. Movies, music, you name it. So this shooting, it was a media frenzy.
And through it all, Shyne, he stayed relatively quiet. You even had him saying in interviews that, things work out for the best. But this article, it's like a complete 180. He's straight up accusing Diddy of orchestrating this whole cover-up, talking about witnesses being influenced, how Diddy made sure he was in the clear, even if it meant Shyne taking the fall.
And that's the thing that gets me. This isn't hinting or implying. These are direct accusations, serious accusations, criminal if they're true. It makes you think, back in '99, what would happen? Would it have changed anything? Legally, I mean. Could they have done anything differently back then?
That's a damn good question, especially with how quiet Shyne was initially. Like I said, he's on record saying he took the blame, his lawyers, messed up. But now, this is a whole other story he's telling.
Which begs the question, why now? What's shifted? The article mentions Diddy's recent legal issues, right? The whole sex trafficking indictment. And Shyne makes it a point to separate himself from all that.
He does.
Like he's drawing a line in the sand. My story, he's saying, is different, but it's just as important.
And that's where things get really interesting. This whole Belize connection throws a wrench in everything we thought we knew.
This is where it goes beyond celebrity gossip, Shyne, he's a big deal in Belize now, politically speaking. And he's claiming he only stayed quiet to protect it.
Protect him how?
Diddy's investments, his philanthropy. Apparently he was looking at Belize, had interests there. Shyne saying he kept his mouth shut for the good of his country.
So wait, he chose his country over clearing his own name. Think about that. For years he let people believe he was the one, that it was his fault, all to protect someone else's ambitions. Damn.
It's a hell of a thing. And it makes you wonder, did he know? Did he know the hold he had, that Shyne might feel obligated, even pressured, to stay silent? If so, did he use that?
Man, this is getting heavy. This isn't just some celebrity scandal anymore. This is starting to feel like a whole political thriller.
It's like something out of a movie, right?
Right.
But this is real life, with real consequences. And you have to wonder, what would you do if you were in Shyne's shoes?
I mean, could you imagine carrying it out around for 25 years, knowing what you know, but staying silent? The pressure of it, the things you'd have to hold inside.
And the potential fallout, it really highlights the power dynamics here. Going beyond that night even. You've got Shyne, young guy, career taking off. Suddenly, he's facing serious time.
And then on the other side, you have Diddy, already a titan in the industry. Image is everything. He had a lot to lose.
Absolutely.
And we can't forget, J.Lo was in the thick of it too. This wasn't just about Diddy and his career.
Oh, absolutely. You've got multiple high-profile figures. The stakes were already high, but this wasn't just a court case. This was about image control. The whole machine of the music industry protecting itself.
It's crazy. So if Shyne's telling the truth, he did all that, potentially threw away a decade of his life, his freedom, to protect Diddy. And maybe even, the future of his whole country.
It makes you question, was there ever any real justice? Or did they just sweep the truth under the rug, leaving Shyne to take the fall?
Makes you think about the cost of fame,
Yeah.
And how far people will go to protect what they've built.
And the ripple effect, how it impacts everyone around them.
Seriously. This whole thing, it makes you question everything we thought we knew about that night, about the music industry, about the compromises people make when their backs are against the wall.
And that's what's so compelling. It's a reminder that things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes the most important stories, they don't come out right away. Sometimes it takes decades for the truth to surface, and when it does, you have to question everything you thought you knew.
So we've talked about Shyne's side of things, his accusations, why he stayed quiet, Diddy's potential role in all of this. But let's pull back for a second. What does this say about the stories we tell, the narratives we create to protect ourselves?
That's a really good point. This isn't just about one night, one club, one incident. This is about choices. The choices we make when the pressure's on, the compromises we're willing to live with, and how those choices, they follow us. They have a lasting impact.
It really makes you realize,
Yeah.
what we see, what gets put out there, the headlines, it's just scratching the surface.
Yeah, and that's what makes this so powerful. Shine's going beyond the surface. It's like he's peeling back these layers, showing us the mechanics of it all, the manipulation, the personal cost. It makes you think, what else is out there? How many stories are buried under that kind of pressure?
Exactly. And it feels like, I don't know, this could be just the start. Could this be the thing that breaks it open?
Yeah.
Shine speaking out. Could it lead to others coming forward, people who were there that night?
It's definitely possible. He's changed the whole conversation. Maybe now others will feel like they can talk about their experiences, what they saw, what they did. Maybe they'll feel less afraid to contradict the narrative that's been out there for so long.
It's going to be interesting to see what Diddy does. He can't just ignore this, can he?
Right. How he reacts or doesn't react, it's going to be telling. Will he address it head on? Will he try to discredit Shine? Or will he just go quiet and hope it goes away?
This feels huge. Like this is just act one. Shine's spoken his truth, and it could blow the whole thing wide open.
And I think that's the thing to remember here. Sometimes the most important part of the story, it's not just what happened, but why someone finally feels safe enough to talk about it. Why now? And what does that say about everything that came before?
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
What stories do we all carry inside?
Yeah.
And what would it take for us to share them with the world?